What's your advice to men who want to be good fathers, but they
Yeah.
What's your advice to that man?
Alright, look. I say that to say this, right?
You already know what it is, man. This is Fred with the I Say That to Say This podcast, brought to you by M3S3. Appreciate you pulling up to check out this new episode. But listen, to help this channel grow, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe.
And don't forget, the members get exclusive content.
You already know. Hope you enjoy the show.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's Fred with M3S3. Men make moves, suckers stand still. This the I Say That to Say This podcast, man. Why do we call it that? Because people do all kind of talking, blah, blah, blah. But when they get to the meat and the potatoes, they say, all right, look. I say that to say this. Brought to you by M3S3. Shop with us, www.m3s3apparel.com. I had to come all the way over here, man.
Oh, my God.
DMV. You know what I'm saying? Check on my man, one of the most talented stand-up men in battle rap. Not just a battle rapper, actually could rap.
A little bit.
Actually can make good music. It's one thing to rap, and then it's one thing to rap and make good music. You know what I'm saying? A few times I spoke with him, I'm like, man, you got an authentic story, bro. I gotta speak with you. I want the world to see what I think I see, man, which is an authentic story. You know what I'm saying? A dude of many talents. I'm here with Ace Amin. Ace, what's the deal?
What's going on, man?
Man, I can't complain, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'll spoil it, man.
I'm happy you pulled up. I know you don't do
it. Pulled up.
I pulled up. That's a fact.
Yeah.
But you don't do interviews like that. So to have you here, bro, I want to make sure I give you your flowers and tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you sat with me. You know what I'm saying?
Not doing interviews wasn't always par for the course. We had to I had to readjust.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you having me, though, man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So why am I seeing on some feedback, some of my research, that they have you somehow being from North Philly or being like having some ties in North Philly or something like that? Is it the music?
No, so I'm gonna keep it 100. I mean, you being Muslim, the Amin name, the beard, a lot of times are associated with Philly, even though it's not a Philadelphia thing. It's that Philadelphia has a large Sunni Muslim population, so that's like the common look of the Muslim. So it's like I think there's a guy, I don't know exactly what the name of the platform is. I don't want to misquote it, but he does like videos, and I think he found somebody with the name Amin, and he thinks that that's me, and so he made a whole video.
Oh,
detailing, because I think he thought the time periods matched up in terms of what he was locked up for and what he did, but he thought they matched up. You know what I'm saying? So he did a whole story, which was entertaining as hell. You know what I'm saying? To give him props, but it just wasn't me. You know what I'm saying?
That's correct. So that's what that was.
It looks, I guess, like on the surface, I guess maybe you don't really know me. If you didn't grow up with me, if you're not in my household, because I didn't have no siblings in the video. Like, I got 3 brothers in the same house.
So this is somebody who was really trying to imitate you?
No, he was mistaken. The guy that did the research
He
found somebody whose name was similar to my name, and he just assumed for whatever reason. And I told him, I actually DM'd him. I'm like, yo, you could have just hollered at me and asked me. You know what I'm saying? But it felt like he thought he had like
right.
Like, yo, I found out things about Ace. I'm off the drop, and it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Shout him, salute him though for his platform, for him trying to do his research.
Right.
All he had to do was holler at me and ask me like, yo, like, and I'd have been like, nah, that ain't me. Like, this me, and I'd have broke it down for him.
So where are you originally from?
I was born in Howard University Hospital in Washington, D.C., right down the street. If you go down the street right here, we at right now, take Georgia Avenue. You know, Colesville, you take Georgia Avenue and ride down like drive down maybe 15 minutes. The hospital I was born at. Right here, we're in the thick of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up right there. It's like this was the metropolis for us growing up. Like, coming here was like I grew up not too far. Like the actual first apartment building I lived in, Suburban Hill Apartments, like apartment 1840, I think they call it now. That's where we lived at. It's like 10 minutes from here. But on the PG County side, we're in Montgomery County right now. But yeah, I'm from this. This is where I'm from. I'm from right here.
So, who is Ace in school? Are you getting in trouble? Are you smart? Are you the athlete? Like, are you the popular? Like, who?
Funny story. Like, I mean, if you want to talk like throughout school, elementary school, I had some growing pains. My attention span was the greatest in terms of like
ADHD.
Yeah, diagnosed. Like, but it was more so like I took a long time to learn how to read not because I didn't know how to read. When I say a long time, I mean like an additional month.
Right.
Everybody else. Because I just couldn't sit down and they couldn't get me to focus on. So they forgot the name of the program. They taught us. They took like 4 or 5 of us. It was a charter program, and they taught us how to read using games. They like use like trivia games. I learned how to read, and when I learned how to read, I took the book home and read the whole book and did all the work in it that night. When I learned how to read, I did everything. And so when mother came and told them, they gave me a second grade book. Did the same thing the next night. And I went and took some tests and had a high proficiency in like reading level. But I just was always a knucklehead. Like they tried to skip me some grade, but socially I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I've never been a dummy per se. I've never been like a dummy in terms of like outright intellect, but in terms of like maybe my judgment, I'm a little off, a little skewed. But school was I was always like socially involved.
When we get to like middle school, high school, who are you at this point?
A little wilder. A little wilder. What happened? We switched schools when I was in like 5th grade, and when you change environments, I don't know if like when you change from one neighborhood to another neighborhood, a lot of times you meet in a bunch of new people,
right?
That you never knew, and you get tested a lot. So like I got into this mode of displaying that I didn't really give a fuck more than they did, and then I just never got out of that mode. You feel what I'm saying? It's funny. I say this all the time. Like, yo, that was one of the worst things that happened was moving. Believe it or not, like that shit actually like I was in 5th grade when we moved, and then I went to schools in that part of the city for like from 5th grade on until I graduated.
Right.
And it kind of put me in a mode where I just didn't give. You know what I mean, like not to blame that, but that's what happened. Like I created a lot of bad habits. That was that turn. Adjusting, and then I just never really adopted I never really adapted any new habits. So. It was lit though. It was what it was. I made the best of it.
Yeah, that's all you can do. So, you know, just from what we know of the story, I could tell, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you was like deep in the street at a young age, right? I listened to your music, right?
Yeah.
And you got lyrics like hand to hand for the bands playing patty cake. I saw my first shooting when I was barely 8. That kind of tells me like you are witnessing more than the average young man growing up. And this is molding you into something pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
And you're adapting to things that the normal kid isn't worried about adapting to, right? I don't want to say that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say, right?
What a normal environment or more or less hectic or violent environment. What happens, conditioning, is that with everything in life, it was like you get used to seeing things or extreme levels of violence or extreme levels of depravity or extreme levels of like the lack of empathy.
Right.
You get used to it and you start to think like because
desensitized to it
completely. And one of the biggest examples I use, I never forget when I was in 7th grade, and my social studies teacher, he explained to us that like black people and Hispanics only made up about 20-something at the time, 20% of the population, and I could not believe it. And it was because in my world, I don't see white people. So when he's explaining this to me, I can't really envision how it's right. I'm like, yo, what the fuck you mean it's 80% white people? Like, I don't see no white. Where they at?
I was telling somebody.
I'm like, you bugging. So I'm saying that to say, it's the same thing with anything. That's a microcosm of it. When I was young, like I said, I saw a shooting when I was barely 8. I was literally, I think maybe in second grade. And my old babysitter's son got shot one night. He's hollering and he's like, he came and knocked on our door. And my mom's like, yo, don't open the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't open the door. Like, she don't know, what's going on outside, but he's screaming. And next morning, like, he got blood trail, blood all on the door, him getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a nigga. I was up when he came in. I heard it. And so it's like, you hear that type of shit, it's like, where do you go from there in terms of like seeing things, hearing things, being around things, finding out what happened, why it happened, how it happened, finding out dudes, like, it's a whole Caribbean gang in the upstate that the feds served warrant on, but they had been at war and niggas was just disappearing. We thinking niggas had went back to New York or Jamaica. Niggas is dead. Because the niggas at a war, like, and then the feds come serve warrant, knock the whole shit on the upstairs. So it's like shit like that. You start to think that that's like the norm.
Right.
So like when you get the other environment, you develop what my man 50 referred to so endearingly as a survival pack, and you don't really recognize that this isn't normal. This is a hyper violent state that you're in.
Can you remember the first time you got a hammer? Like you had one, like it was yours, not like borrowed. It was yours. Like you walked with, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, somebody actually got stolen. I was like 12.
Damn. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit young. Maybe it was like 11 or 12. Yeah, I stole it from my man grandma.
It was your man grandma's?
He ended up being he wasn't my man at the, well.
Yeah, grams for it though. That's tough.
I didn't know it, you know what I'm saying? I just knew it was a gun in the house. I ain't know.
The owner,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I was young. I just was doing some shit.
Yeah.
Little deuce. I used to take that motherfucker to school. On some bullshit. Like,
flexing.
I ain't even never let nobody know I had it. I just had it. I never, like, showed niggas, like, this is the first time I've ever even said that shit aloud. Like, nobody even know that this is. It was my man JR. I found out he passed. Shout out JR too. But yeah, hell yeah, I stole JR's. What I thought was JR because he had that motherfucker.
It was grams.
Yeah.
You okay? Now, did you get it? Was you a fighter, or did you get it because you were like, I'm tired of like?
No, hell no. I just got it because gun. Like,
okay, so it won't like I don't want to fight. I gotta get.
I was never afraid. Like, whatever. I'm not even acting like that made it tough. Like, I was never a nigga that you had to fight. Like, I got 3 brothers, 2 of them older than me. Like, it was never no, like, I wasn't an option not to fight.
You had moms and dads in the crib?
Nah, hell no. Just moms.
Just moms.
Yeah.
Did you know pops?
Yeah.
Y'all just ain't fuck with them. Like for real, you're not being funny. Like he's a professor. That's where you. I mean, oh yeah. See, it makes sense. It makes sense. All right.
You know what I'm saying? But in
Book
terms
smart.
of like, genius level intellect in terms of how he processes information and how he views the world. His ability to articulate. And you know, my family from Sierra Leone, so from West Africa. He from out there, mother out there. They moved here. Me and my brother's the first generation born here. You know what I'm saying? So education, I think he got 18 brothers and sisters.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's like one of the youngest. I think he might be the youngest of all of them. Like, he's close. But education was prioritized. Education was how you got ahead. Education was how you measured status. Education was the next pillar. Like, not knowing was looked down upon. Having the opportunity to know and not taking advantage of it, like not being studious in our family was looked at as like kind of crazy.
I like that though.
That's how it's supposed to be. I mean, why would you not prioritize having information? Like, this is the most. You
don't choose to be ignorant. Like if
the information is present, you don't
get it.
It's not even, doesn't make sense. You can't maximize options if you don't know what's on the table.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And the only way you're gonna know that is through information. Like, and the crazy thing about information is that we get it all. Like, nobody is responsible for it. Like, everything that we read was compiled by someone. So it's like, but they had to get it from somewhere and someone. They observed and so on and so forth. So it's like the thing that separates us from like a bestial animal, a dog, from going meal to meal is our history. That's why the storytellers are so vaunted. Because before we had a written history, we had an oral one. And then when we got a written history, now that's what kind of separates us because we can learn from everything that we've seen. So for you to not learn, for you to be in the year 2025 and information is more readily accessible than it's ever been, and for you to not, or to take pride in not knowing, is crazy to me.
You know that being like tough,
Yeah.
and being smart for a lot of people is looked down upon, like growing up. What would you, somebody who clearly both, what advice would you give to that kid who is scared to show he's smart?
I went through that. So like, I wasn't scared to show I was smart. It was more so I could fight good. So I didn't really, I was a little smaller. So niggas would think that they could pick on me and then it'd go left. And it's like, they see that though, now that nigga, wow. But I'm saying that to say like, I think we were taught to prioritize the wrong things. Like, if your appearance was disheveled, you were looked at as poor. And we were all poor, but we didn't want to be looked at as poor by our poor peers. And we were taught to look down and kind of like subcategorize each other. And one of the marks of being weak or soft was well-spoken, articulate, or informed.
That's crazy.
A student, like if you were a student and you weren't bad and you weren't outspoken and you were kind of like shunned. You were kind of like, you weren't cool. You weren't given the same points. You couldn't sit at the same table. You couldn't, for the most part. But me, I was a nigga that I was good at sports. The girls would like me or whatever.
Right.
And I beat you the fuck up. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? And I talk crazy to teachers, but I know when I give examples of ADHD, the problem with me was like, we'll be reading the passage. You know how you be in class and y'all all read and like you got a section and they call a nigga. While they doing that, I done read everything that we're supposed to read. I can't wait for everybody. I'll read that whole thing and I'll just be sitting there. So when they call me, I don't know where the fuck they at. Right. You know what I'm saying? They call me, they're like, yo, they're like, and I'm like, and I'll just say something funny or ridiculous. Or I'll start reading some bullshit. I'll start reading a comic or,
right.
You know what I'm saying, on purpose. Cause it's like, yo, like, let me get a laugh.
Right.
Shit like that. So it's like, being castigated for being smart is kind of some of the craziest shit. And you gotta know, like, kids don't get that shit from anywhere. Kids, real live, get that shit from the household. For the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of it is socialization outside of it. But a lot of times when we come to school with this bullshit, we got it from home or the neighborhood or the community. And then we bring it there. And then it's like, where are they getting that from? And who's the ultimate proprietor of that information? Like, it's crazy to me, but that's a great point. I hate that. But the advice I would give is to never be ashamed to do better. Never feel like, and it's the pressure of wanting to do what your peers and people around you want to do. And I understand like that comes with it, but you got to balance the two.
Now you clearly, and I can say this, you came and played at I think it was the sixth M3S3 tournament or the seventh, one of them.
Yeah, 22.
And I was like, okay, he nice. And then Surf even came to me like, yeah, he could hoop. You know what I'm saying? So you got some basketball history somewhere. I'm the type, I hoop, so I was telling you, I could see somebody miss 50 shots in a row, and I'll leave, be like, no, he was the best one out there. I know how to see that, I think. So I
didn't miss 50 shots in a row, though. Don't do that.
Not yet.
You
was doing your shit.
I didn't miss 50 shots.
Y'all ain't make it, but you was doing your shit.
We had no subs.
Right.
And we had a dude that we ain't never met before. It was me Swervo and some nigga. You know what I'm saying? We had me Swervo and some nigga from Florida.
Swervo was all right too. I think he broke Surf.
Swervo played in school.
He got some ankles that day.
Swervo played in school. I have assorted, like, niggas, it's depending on where you know me from. Niggas know me for athleticism and athletics. They don't even know me for street shit, rapping. They don't know me for none of that shit.
Yeah, you like 3 different people, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they know me for bad. Then you meet some niggas for cooking school. Like, depending on where a nigga knows me from, it's gonna determine what he knows about me. So like a lot of niggas, like I showed you I got an interview on that interview. It's a nigga that I was locked up with, and he just remembered like, yo, that nigga was athletic as a motherfucker. He was intelligent or whatever. But the first thing to hear out his mind was he was hyper. I was dunking. I was putting niggas in the rim in prison, regularly. Like niggas was coming to the gym just to see me play. Like I hoop though. Like I grew up hooping. My first team was played for Langley Park down the street. Coach Ernest. I was just thinking about this the other day. We We lost 2 games all season to the same team. We lost to them once in this regular season. We played them, and then we lost to them twice, and they got canceled. Never stop playing. If nigga like she to tell you, shout out she.
And she who? Can she who? He tall.
She actually can play a little bit. He real effort.
That's your man. You saying it like a little bit like.
Yeah, nah, he cool. Like I wouldn't take him to no runs. He be mad at me. Like he be mad. Like, he gonna hustle though, and he know where to be. He not gonna get in the way.
Right.
And his effort is crazy. Like he gonna play. But in terms of like knowing how to play, he ain't no hooper.
Right.
But in terms
okay, let me ask you this, because a lot of people don't know, and I'm. My nigga Mike might be like, yo, you just fanned out. I'm not fanned out. I'm just like, when the nigga, I give the flowers when they can smell them.
Yeah.
Can you tell me like some of the
niggas I played,
the biggest names you played with that people wouldn't even know?
Jeff Green, Chris Paul, Jeff Teague. He do a podcast. Shout out Teague. This at camps. J.R. Smith, Rudy Gay.
These were people
Ty Lawson.
Crazy.
It's a lot of niggas. Sam Young. He played for the Spurs, I think.
Now, did you guard these niggas? Or you played with them? You was at the same camp or something? Like they was over there?
I've guarded these niggas. You have to. Like, I think at some point you got to have a matchup. Like, yeah, I never was a nigga. Despite the height. Can't really just move me. I've always been sturdy. Like, can't move me and I'm explosive. I was.
Right.
Back then I was explosive.
Yeah.
I can make you go to your second or third move in the bag. I can make you, as long as I can stop your first move. I can stop. I can make nigga. Like I said, no freaky. It's the difference between getting on a defender and getting on a nigga in the ball and being in a nigga. No freaky.
They can't. So, like, they can't dribble. They can't put the ball down.
I'm disruptive. Like I'm not a defense. I'm an offensive defensive player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really leave too much. Like, I'm gonna always make you have to work and think. You're gonna always have to be a step ahead, and then. I got great time in good hands. I had great time in great hands, but I played with a lot of niggas. I played with a lot of.
Okay, I just need to know this
NBA
I need
niggas.
to know this one. So you guarded Chris Paul before? You had to guard Chris Paul?
Yes.
Were you successful?
As successful as you could be. Like, nah, that nigga could get wherever he wanted. It wasn't like.
Ain't doing that though. What you just said, how you guard him and you get on him or you get him.
Yeah, you could do
with
that.
Him is no way.
You could do that, but he gonna have a counter for you. Like he can get where he wanted to. Chris Paul might have gave us like.
He not putting his back to you when you guarding him.
This was in like Florida. We played against them niggas. I forgot the name of his team. Or Indiana. Either Indiana or Florida. Back in like 03. And he get wherever the fuck he want to go at.
Right.
He was a nigga that get wherever he want to go at. Like whatever spot he wanted to get to, he gonna get to. You know
By J.R. Smith. Same way.
Yeah, nah. And then he tall. Like he was handling right 6'5". He got my handle. You know what I'm saying? 25 feet back then. Explosive. Crazy. Like walking the gym range. You know what I'm saying?
Did you get any buckets on them?
I'm not, I don't like to see. I don't like talking this shit. I hate talking this shit because it's like
facts ain't talking
anybody
shit.
can say, you know what I'm saying? Like
if it's there, it's there.
Yeah, like I ain't nobody. I was a bucket, man. Like I got his footage. Like I score when I want. Like I get where I wanted to. I do what I wanted to. Like, and it was like the advantage to being like a little intellectually savvy and understanding myself. I was real self-aware. I never was a fool. Like I was athletic and I was more athletic than most people because of my height. But I was also like, I was outside. So I looked at niggas that played basketball like no, for lack of a better word, and I don't mean no offense to nobody, like bitch ass niggas. I looked at everybody that played like these niggas ain't got no heart. So it was like, for what I lack in height, I made up for in tenacity and just know-how. You know what I'm saying? I had a really good high school coach, Coach Dickens, shout out him. And I didn't, he was one of them niggas, my high school coach, he taught me a lot of life lessons. He taught me a lot of one of them was that everybody, you don't get the best out of everyone the same way. Meaning like before we went to the playoffs my senior year, he played one-on-one against our starting point guard. I was played against our starting point guard, and he let him win. He let him win, but beat him. And when he played me, like he left me with a bloody mouth. Like he was like trying to win. He was really trying to win. I beat him.
Oh shit!
But he was like really mad, but he understood that I could deal with that. So it was like he would. When I wasn't around, I didn't think that he fucked with me because of how rough he was on me. But he was like, I found out later, like I went through some shit where it kind of like broke his heart. And so when he found out, he had a conversation when he like broke down in tears and he was telling me like how disappointed he was. And that was the first time I actually seen him as like not just my coach, but as a man, as like a pseudo father figure. And he told me, he said, man, he said, I speak to the team through you. Like, cause I'm the type, like, you know, how last man got to run an extra lap. I always run the extra lap.
Okay.
Last man got to do extra, but I always do that. Not because, but I tell, like I told you, I was outside, so they listen to me. I tell them niggas, man, y'all niggas being soft, like, tighten the fuck up. Niggas will listen to that. So behind, like, when I'm not around, you tell them, yo, hey, I won't say my name. He say my name, he be like, yo, he'll run through a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll run through a brick, but I'm not knowing he say this when I'm not around. So I'm thinking this, like, cause he's always hard on me. But he's that way with me, cause I laugh it off. I can deal with it.
Yeah.
I would literally laugh in his face, like, you can't. And it would motivate me to go hard. So I'm saying that to say he taught me that, like, to get the best out of each person in scenario, you got to identify a person's strong points and weak points. And you can't make it about what your teaching or your method is, because if the goal is for that person to benefit, you got to identify the ways that it's going to be, the ways that are going to facilitate their growth the best. And when he told me that shit, it was one of them things that just stuck with me forever.
You know what? Just hearing you, bro, I got 2 questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about, 1, have you ever thought about coaching? And 2,
life coaching. Yeah, I mentor a little bit.
That's 3, life coaching.
Yeah.
But basketball coaching or football, whatever, because you play everything. I didn't get to get that out there. You play all sports, but my thing is, a lot of coaches don't understand that concept. It takes a special coach to know that you can't teach this kid the same way you teach this kid. But, just because he's tall don't mean he's center. Just because he's short, he ain't got to run point. Like,
and the balance in that is understanding that dynamic as it relates to the whole totality of the team. So it's not like you can't just isolate me and talk to me in a way that is, because I can deal with it, that casts me in a light that is negative for the rest of the team. That makes sense. So being able to navigate that while maintaining the respect of your pupils,
your peers,
your players.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the greatest coaches are just leaders. They're all just leaders. They're great leaders of boys, of men, of children, of women, they're just great leaders. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I was a personal trainer for a while. I've coached before,
okay.
I've never.
So you have done it. You've done that.
Coaching?
Coach.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
You
know the game.
Oh, basketball?
You know the game. And you know how to. A lot of coaches don't even know the game. They just know how to coach
and
motivate a child to go to dig deep and get it done.
But they don't know X's and O's, and they don't know like nuance.
And then they got the assistant coach who know all that.
Everything is them. They like, you go skill develop. You go work on them on this. But I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna bring it together and make sure I know how to do this.
So why not? So why not take sports? Why didn't you go the sports route? Why not go to what happened there?
Prison.
What landed you in prison?
Prison. A series of very well documented and high profile robberies, armed robberies. Yeah. I played ball. I played ball with some very high profile players. I had a lot going on. I lost eligibility. I had a great situation. And I sacrificed myself for somebody that we knew was going to the NBA. And I don't like to say that. We knew it. And so.
But you could have went to the NBA.
Probably not.
Not?
I mean, more likely not than I would, for being honest. Just strictly based off height. Now, I tell niggas this, and I will say this for context, that percentages and basing your life off of percentages means nothing. Meaning, if a cancer patient has a 98% chance of survival or of dying, at 2%, that 98% meant nothing. So until you get to the point where it's finished, it's complete, you can't live your life based on that percentage. That's what it is. If you have a goal, now, in order to ascertain how likely or how plausible something is, you can look at the probability going into it to whether or not you commit.
Yeah, don't ignore the percentage.
Yeah, but once you commit, you got to be wholeheartedly involved. So for me, it's just like one of the earliest things to overcome in life is early childhood. When I left my mother's house, I had things going on. I felt like 16, and I was good. $7,500. Lincoln had 3 pounds of weed.
At 16?
About that, yeah. So,
you were staying on your own at 16?
Yeah.
Damn.
And so.
Yeah, your own spot, rent, all that. It was you.
Yeah, so of them, Having a hustle, yeah. Nah, I'm saying like I don't get into too much. I have a certain way of moving back then, like, cause I was always in this shit. Like, just rent dwellings. Like, you make sure you get a basement or a room somewhere. You get like 3 or 4 of them, 5, 6 of them. It's like 300, 500. At that time, it's like 500 a month. Get 4 of them, it's 2,000 a month. I'm saying I'm hustling. I got a lot of money. I don't spend my money on nothing but gas money.
Right.
And you know, so saying that to say, when I did, my coaches and people around me, they really couldn't talk to me. Cause like, yo, like at the end of the day, like you like, yo, like they like, you tired, you came in late, early, you came in later, and which I never was late for a workout ever. Like, but that's the one thing I'm gonna come to school for is to make sure I work out. It was like,
right.
How the fuck you gonna tell me to stop something? You gonna pay my bills?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, one of the greatest lessons I ever learned, I'll never forget. Me and my dog, I had brought like a Mickey, I had a big ass knot of money. And in my school, we had like a skywalk, like a balcony that runs the length of the 3rd and the 2nd floor. It was a brand new school. And so me and him just stunting, I'm doing dumb shit. I'm throwing the knot of money down there. He's throwing it back up to me. Coach Dickens happens to come out. We're in front of the gym. He comes out of the gym and he sees it. This is after the basketball season. This is like right before I graduate. So he sees it. He's like, yo, like, he's like, what's this? So my man, nigga named Trayvon, that's my guy, shout out Trayvon. I'm like, yo, don't get a nigga my money. He like, yo, let me get that. He like, and he's scared, you know, he got that relationship. Like, I wouldn't have gave him nobody else's money just because I'm not, but he gave it to him. I'm like, yo, so I ran downstairs. I run down there and I'm ready to, so I run down to it. He like, come to my office. You can get, I go to the office. He's like, yo, what you doing with this much money? I said, I'm about to go buy a car. He said, so you about to leave here? I already had a car. He's like, you about to leave here and go get a car? I'm like, yeah. He like, like, you about to go get a car. You brought all this money here and that's what you're doing. He said, listen, you about to graduate. He was like, my vice principal's name was a nigga named Mr. Ross. Shout out him. Long live Mr. Ross. He passed. And he used to always get me out of situations. He like, yo, ain't gonna be no more Mr. Ross. Ain't gonna be no more Coach Dickens. Ain't gonna be no more Coach Shep. He said, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't want this for you, but it's where you're going. He said, you're gonna be dead or you're gonna be in prison before you're 21. He said, and I don't want this for you. And I'm not wishing this on you, but I'm telling you that the way you're moving and the way that the alarming rate that you're moving at, he was like, those are the only things that you got coming. And I looked at him. I said, can I get my money? He handed that shit to me and I left. So saying that to say, like, you know, you look back at that type of shit, like a nigga actually cared.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand how to actually process that. I just looked at it like from a defined standpoint, a nigga that's mine. Because my thing, and I'm to bring it back to what I was talking about, early childhood success is hard to overcome because like the validation that I've sought, I have done. Everything that I pay my bill, I do this, I make these moves. Everything that I make happen, I don't get locked up. I'm out here. You can't tell me not to do something at that age when it works and you're not gonna provide me with a way that's gonna be able to pay the bills that I gotta pay.
And it's like that thing of I figured it out before you.
Yeah, so that, not even that. I didn't even look down on the niggas because of that. Like,
okay.
I never looked down on like the staff there because it's like, yo, I'm making more money than y'all niggas, but I'm also risking my life, and I'm not sleeping, and I'm moving, I'm getting shot at and shit like that. But I didn't look at that like as a station, and like I did look at it like I don't want to be like y'all though, but not like on some shit like y'all bad people. I fuck with them. I just, nigga, you ain't gonna tell me what to do. Like that was my big. I had a thing with authority. Like you can't tell me what to do. I don't tell y'all what to do. You can't tell me what. Like you can't tell me what to do just because you have a title. You got to earn the right to be able to like to be listened to, and I didn't understand that doesn't necessarily. I conflated authority with guidance. And those two things aren't the same. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody telling you can't seems to motivate you because that's why you picked up basketball.
I literally only started because a nigga told me I couldn't. Like I never forget. One of my teachers. I was in AP classes. I was an underclassman, and I got surgery on my wrist, and so I was taking verbal tests, and I was getting A's, and the whole class was nothing but C's. They all were struggling. He got mad at me. He's like, yo, you think you don't put in any effort and these people in here trying hard? So he went and told me, he like, let me show you something. And he went and every NBA roster with me and he found anybody that was under 6 feet and made me write them down. At the time, it was like 4 niggas.
Damn. And that killed you.
And it was like 400.
No, that motivated you.
That's it. Nigga was like, yo, he's like, you really think you got a better chance at doing the NBA than going to a good school? I had 1310 on my SAT out of 1600. He's like, you just don't go. Why you don't just go to school and commit and just get a good job? I said, nigga, because I end up like you.
You said that.
Yeah. Like, you
He
got
was
a great
an
job. You
asshole,
love what
low
you
key,
do.
like, at that age.
Because he was trying to, the way he was trying to tell me was like, you can't.
Oh, he's like
As opposed
belittling
to,
you. Like,
yeah, as opposed to like, it's not likely.
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it came across. Now, he might have very well, I can't speak to his intent, but it might have very well been, it's not likely as opposed to you can't. And so I took it that way. And I was like, nigga, I'm good at going to get a degree. I was like, I'm not mad at getting a degree, but I'm not going to get a degree just so I could be telling another nigga to go get a degree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not why I want to get a degree. You know what I'm saying?
So when you went in, how long did you do?
I did 9 years, 8 months, 3 weeks, 21 hours.
Now, being in there that long,
Yeah.
does that mentally, do you feel like that mentally makes you not scared to go back? Like, you're not scared of the other side? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely afraid of it.
Because I don't know what the percent was. I was talking to somebody else.
Recidivism,
They go back.
85%, but from the first 5 years, when the niggas do 7 years or better, federally, it's 85% recidivism rate, like going back to prison.
You're going
I'm
back.
deathly afraid of going back to prison.
Do you think that percentage is that because a person sees it that way?
No, I'm afraid. That's what I'm saying. I'm afraid.
You are.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
But most.
It's not that they're not afraid. It's that, all right, when you take a bunch of niggas, right, and you put them in chef school, right? 9 times out of 10, when they graduate, what are they gonna be?
Sure.
You take a bunch of niggas and you put them in test college so they can get a technical skill, like being an electrician, what are they gonna be?
Whatever that skill is.
If you take a bunch of niggas and you put them in prison, you take away Pell Grants and you release them, you put them around each other for all those years, what are they gonna be when they're released? Better criminals. Gonna be like niggas ain't, there's no rehabilitation happening. Only rehabilitation happens in prison is what you want to happen. There is no concerted effort by staff or the government to actually give you skills and tools to become a more readily viable worker in society. That's not what they're doing. They're housing you. They're making sure you're alive, you're working, they're getting paid for you, you're a statistic, you're away from society, you're not endangering people that you would endanger, and that's it. But niggas ain't, if you get used to anything in life, if you condition to deal with it, the threat of it becomes, it's like in your mind, like imagine, I don't know your situation, but a parent trying to beat you now, like smack you, like, and threatening you with a pop, they're gonna flick you. It's gonna
relax.
You're gonna look at them like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
That's what some niggas look at prison like, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's way more than that. But I'm the same, like if I gotta go, fuck it. At the end of the day, but I definitely don't want to. I'm definitely cognizant of the fact that that's not where I wanna be at. That's not where I optimize life at. You know what I'm saying? So
they say pressure make, what's the quote? Pressure make diamonds.
Full bust pipes.
Do you feel like you being in there put your back to the wall that when you got out, you're going full force on whatever it is, like whatever goal do you feel you came out more polished than when you went in?
Definitely. It took 8 years for me to figure it out though. I never forget. It took 8 years.
You did 9. It took 8?
I did 9 and 8. I did 10 basically. Actual custody, I did 10 years, 2 months.
Right.
But I was in the halfway house for 6 months, so I don't count.
Okay,
so you know what I'm saying? So, but 10 years, 10 years, 2 months. So saying that to say, it took 8 years for me to finally like get to the point where I'm like, you know what? They got it. Cause the whole time I'm just like, I'm going back because I understand like the way I was living. I got 10 years, I got 130 months, 10 years, 10 months. That wasn't shit. For what I was living kind of wild. 10 years, 10 months was.
Oh, you saying for what you did,
not even what I did, but just like how I was living. You know what I'm saying? Like what I got charged for, I got charged for. Like, what I got time for, I got time. Like I got what I had coming. But it's like
I'm with you,
the way that the nigga was living though, like it could have been worse.
You got off, yeah.
It could have been worse. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas don't understand that about crime. Like police are cool with it. They understand it. Like the criminology, man. You like when you live a life of crime, bro, you literally break the law 5,000 times a year.
Right.
5,000, like you carrying this, you driving here, you over here, all they gotta do is catch you one time and you fucked.
Right.
They don't gotta catch, you can get away 5,675 times. On that 5,676 time they catch you, you finished. You feel what I'm saying? Like, But if you very like the way, like the shit you do, like, niggas that's living that life, you are actively and continually in a perpetual state of crime breaking. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Like you feel weird when you always feel dirty. You always feel like, yo, I can't be around here, or I can't, even when you're not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all they gotta do is catch you one time, and when they do, they punish you. So for me, the one time they did get me, when they got me, when they
right.
If I'm just being honest.
Right.
Boy, that bad could have been worse, man. You know what I'm saying? God forbid. But it could have been a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? So I thank God every day, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a blessing. I don't even want to look at it like it was something. It was nothing I did. It was nothing I orchestrated. It was no masterminding on my part that was able to no. It was me having the fortune to be blessed with a second opportunity because I didn't have to have it.
On July 8th, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs.
Yeah, that song's crazy.
Yours. It made me feel like I was in there during a prison riot with you, right?
That's a real story.
During these prison riots, let's say during that particular prison riot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For niggas who ain't heard the song, please go listen to this song.
Yeah, download it, Spotify.
Did you feel like that was going to be your last day? Because a lot of people don't know a lot of people don't really know the story on that.
Yeah. So now listen, I'm gonna say it like this. Federal prison, thing about big whole scale riots is that it's a free for all and it's where you can get away with anything. Other than harming police. Harming other niggas, like you can pretty much get away with anything.
So the police letting you get away with it? Or they can't control it?
They can't really, they can't control it. The cameras ain't like outside, it's on the yard, it's 500 people out there. You can't really isolate one thing from one for the most part. So whereas like if a nigga die, you don't know who killed them. You know what I'm saying? So niggas, when a riot comes, like riots are literally like the playoffs.
They like the playoffs?
Like prison.
Explain that.
If prison
I don't mean to let me go ahead.
If prison is the 82 game regular season in the NBA,
right?
A race riot, or the regular riot is the playoffs. A race riot is the finals. When there's two different races that are into it, whether it be black and white, black and Mexican, Mexican and white, whatever it might be, and those aren't races but nationalities, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Not to be insensitive, you know what I'm saying? But when those happen, that's when like every separation, every division goes out the window. Because it doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like. If you got brown skin, they trying to kill you. And if you don't have brown skin, you trying to kill them. And that's just what it is. So like July 8th, that was a race riot. And so when I say it's the playoffs, meaning like all year, like prison is crazy in that it's very, 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 very peaceful. Very, very quiet.
Damn, most niggas wouldn't think that.
Yeah, federal prison. This is maximum security. Prison. This is maximum security in federal prison where damn near everybody got life. Niggas ain't coming home. Niggas been locked up 25, 30, 40, whatever it might be. These are some of the most high-level criminals you'll deal with in terms of security level and both intricacy. Thinking-wise, design. These are some of the most sophisticated criminals you'll run into. You know what I'm saying? I was locked up with everybody. Convertible Burt, Big Meech.
Oh shit, you was in there with Big Meech?
Yeah, I was at Jessup 2010. From 2010 to 2011. He left in 2011.
Seen him, talk to him now?
I'm well documented. I've interacted with him extensively. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, Convertible Burt from your city. A lot of niggas, Zoe, ZP, Tico that got killed from your city.
Damn.
A million niggas. Like, a million niggas. There's extended periods of nothing. It's just peace. It's cool. It's quiet. Wake up in the morning, like niggas know the rules. Like you don't even slide your chair across the floor. Niggas put socks on the floor on their chair so that they won't make noise when they push them. It's dead quiet. It's silent. You don't hear no noise. Niggas ain't.
Out of respect, not to.
Yeah, not to. You don't want, because that shit can turn into everybody's dying at any time. Like that's the thing about pens and maximum security, presence and fit. Like it'll go from everything's good to everything's bad in a heartbeat. So niggas is real respectful because it get violent. And I'm saying that to say, you can go a 3-month period of that, and then out of nowhere it's lit, and it's a race ride. You know what I'm saying? So for me, July 8th was crazy because that was the day I actually got my date to find out when I was going home, the actual date I was going home. So
so they told you going home
Yeah.
You like, oh, bet.
I swear that
and then
morning,
boom, a riot happened.
My case manager, a nigga named Jack Ryan. He's from Tennessee University. I was at Lee County in Virginia.
Yeah.
Cool or whatever, big white dude, right? Actually do right. Like he a nigga that he not gonna let you die. Nigga get stabbed, he gonna do everything in his power to make sure you get to the hospital. Like he gonna really clear the way. Yeah. He lets you get phone calls when you ain't got no minutes, whatever it might be.
Right.
He do his job. Now, if you on his bad side though, shit get crazy. Like you don't got shit coming. Like you disrespect them or you one of them niggas that like to beat your dick on the police. Like he don't really fuck with them. Saying that to say, he's coming down the compound. I'm leaving education during recalls. 10:30 is when we about to go to lunch. I see him. He's like, hey, he yells my name. He's like, hey. He's like, man, I got your date, motherfucker. Like, man, I playing with me. I'm like, what the fuck is it? He said, you wanted me to say it in front of everybody? I said, hell no. But he comes to the fence. He's like, yo, and he says it. He's like, July 16th, but it's the next year. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that. It's the next year. But mind you, this give me peace of mind. I didn't know exactly when I was.
So you just in there wondering. Yeah.
So he like, yeah. So when he tell me that, I never forget this shit. Me and the nigga Dre, he's from Philly. Shout out Dre. I don't know what Dre's situation is right now. He had a lot of time. So we walking down the compound and we talking to each other. And like, the ebb and flow of prison is crazy because once you're kind of in tune, you are in tune. You know, like when the shit ain't right. Shit been happening. We've been skating, so we done had a few standoffs, and it been black on Mexican standoffs in a unit about TV. So me and Dre, we walking. I'm like, yo, the nigga just gave me my date. He's like, yeah, he in prison. He know. He didn't even ask me like, when is it? None of that shit. He's just like, is it soon? I'm like, yeah, soon enough. You know what I'm saying? So, but we both said, we like, yo, I think something about to happen. He like, yeah, feel like it don't. I said, yeah, that shit in the air. I'm like, yo, bro, it been too. Wallahi, the day I'm talking about, we literally walking down the comp. I never forget. We're coming from the education block. We're right under the gun tower. We're getting to be in the same block. We're walking back together. And I seen Ryan on the way up and he told me that. So I'm like, yo, it's about something about to happen. That night, we come out 4 o'clock count. I come out, me and my brother Tariq, we pray together and then we do the books on the games because I wasn't playing. He was doing the books on the games. So we go to the chapel and then we come in. Now, mind you, in the song, I mixed 2 riots. So that riot wasn't the one so that was another riot that actually, in terms of me being involved.
Okay.
This one, I was in the chapel when it happened. You feel what I'm saying? So like this one, I mixed them. Like I mixed them, but it was a reason why I mixed them. So it was like, it makes for a better song than me saying I watched it from the chapel.
Yeah.
Like so, but it's crazy. So we go in the chapel to pray, and when we go in the chapel to pray, they usually let us back out. Before they let us back out, we hear a nigga on the loudspeaker like, lock in, he panicking. Now we ain't never heard a nigga panic on the light. The police panic is crazy. When they panic, it's a reason because they don't want niggas to panic. So when they panic like that, they don't say they ain't gonna say why. They just tell everybody lock it, whole compound lock it. So we looking. Now niggas already on the rec yard, so it's like 300 people outside. It's the summertime. It's July 8th. It's the hottest time of the year. Everyone's outside. Niggas is never. Only thing you need in the prison yard during the summertime is your boots and your knife. Everybody's outside. There's boots and knives everywhere. So we look out and we looking. We hear it. And then we see niggas coming out. You can see the compound. You can see the blocks, the units. Niggas getting walked. When they walk into the hole, they take you outside. So they walking niggas. We see them niggas all bloodied up. And then I just watched the storm on the field. Like they got a whole section of the yard. There's Mexicans over here. There's blacks over here. The Mexicans play soccer. So it's a lot of them over there. And then you just see niggas running over towards where the Mexicans is at. And it's lit. Right then and there, you just know, okay, damn, it's really that because it's a race riot. Like you see blacks versus Mexicans. That's the worst case scenario. And because you just know in your mind, we about to be locked in for I don't know how long. We're not going to see the light of day. It's lit. It's over. It's over. Go ahead. Whatever you got in your cell, that's what you got. We ain't making no commissary. We ain't getting on no phone. It's over. And that shit went on for like 2 hours.
Shit. 2 hours?
Yeah, like 2 hours. Niggas was, because what happened was they shooting tear gas and shit, but it started raining. When it started raining, the tear gas wasn't really working in the rain. So niggas had it. Till they ran out of energy. It was a bad joint.
Listen, man, if y'all ain't heard that song, please go listen to it. Go listen to that whole album.
Yeah, you're the wolf too, man.
That whole album is fucking crazy. Okay, so
my bad, I ain't mean to, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I gotta get you to Miami.
Respectfully.
You know what I'm saying? I need the whole we need to, you know what I'm saying? Certain niggas need to get the part 2. So let me ask you this. Let's switch it over. Switch it over to battle rap, right?
Let's go. Bad.
The Jmorr situation.
Who?
Can you speak on that from what happened from your perspective?
So I don't want to sound like a hypocrite and say that I can't speak on it. I'm gonna say that I haven't spoken on it in any fashion other than to clarify that nothing happened, and hypothetically speaking, what could have potentially happened to lead to something like that. So I never spoke on like, and I did that because the party that you're at, like niggas got in spaces and was talking. Nigga himself, like, so when a nigga get in the space and he's giving a false side or entertaining side, like, you know, I just want to deter because of the space that we're in terms of battle rap. I don't care about like the reality. The reality is reality. You know what I'm saying? What did or didn't happen, you know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's nothing you can say to them. It's nothing you can say that's going to change what did or didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to, because of the nature of who they said was around, I wanted to be clear as to if hypothetically, if anything would have went anywhere, it was because in response. That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted. It was in response, like, to agitation and provocation. Nigga being provoked. So that's all I really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will say nobody swung on me.
Okay.
Nobody beat me up. Nobody put no hands on me.
Nobody put hands on you.
I didn't. And I've never run nowhere. I got whatever money on a nigga, any footage of me running away from anything other than police. I don't run from shit. I ain't running from no one. No man. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that. But other than that, no.
Okay. Respect.
You gotta be at peace with who you are. You gotta actually do the work necessary for you to actually honestly look in the mirror and say, the person that I want people to believe I am is the person that I actually am. And if you cannot do that, you shouldn't be worried about anything dealing with me.
You showed up that day with rounds ready to rap.
Absolutely.
A lot of people wanted to hear, did you show up to rap? Because there were some people saying like you showed up and you look different. You look out of body is the quote. Is what they actually say. Like you showed up and you look out of body.
Anybody that know, like anybody say I look out of body can't possibly know me.
Right.
I ain't never, like if I pull up on weird timing, then probably not gonna see me till it's time for weird timing.
Right.
I'm not gonna pull up on friction.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere. I'm not looking for problems with what I get. What does that do for me?
Right.
Not one single bitch ass thing. So
is there any making peace and then making some money from that situation? So you would battle.
I was gonna battle that day.
You still down to battle Jmorr?
I was gonna battle that day. I was ready to battle that day. So I can't. You know what I'm saying?
The other thing people wanted to touch, get a answer from you that you haven't spoke on is what's going on with Drugz, you and Drugz, you know?
I'm gonna say this just because I don't want to give that shit too much energy. Not because I just want to give it too much energy. It's like I'm documenting. I'm documenting saying that he's a bitch. I don't change that up for nobody nowhere. It's disingenuous, like for a nigga to act like a nigga don't know why niggas don't fuck with him. Not just me. So niggas, I speak for myself. I'm saying right now, but it's disingenuous to act like you don't know. Like you so niggas in contact, niggas FaceTime me the whole time he was online calling me a bitch. Like so for niggas to act like niggas FaceTime me and telling you I'm gonna keep calling you a bitch online until you straight now. And so for a nigga to act like that and to play it cool, smug, like, oh, I don't know, that's cool. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that hit me up, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about how it looks. I don't care what people think from outside, but I know what's going on. You know what's going on. So, I will just say that it's difficult for me. Like, the reason why it's so public for me, like, with a bitch ass nigga like that, is like, when you see a nigga's response and battle, you been in battle rap I don't know how many years, you seen said party getting to a bunch of shit with other people. You see his response to that, but no, to me, it's not that. It's once again niggas getting online and doing interviews to be entertaining. What now? I like, all right, you still a bitch. Like, all that, you right. Don't give a fuck about blow this up, do this, we talk crazy. No, nigga, the nigga look you dead in your eyes and say, look, nigga, ain't none of that there. You say, like, when you alone, ain't none of that there. Ain't no, you ain't around. Your whole life changed based on you having problems with somebody. Not mine. I'm supposed to be acting in the same place I always be at. You don't be you don't be, you don't come. So if it's not an issue, it's dead, and it's all the things you say, and it's been going on. My niggas don't know how to fuck with this 5 years. This is 2020 January.
You haven't fucked with him for 5 years?
2020 January.
Oh, wow. Man,
Niggas don't, like I said, niggas don't know that. This is not nobody's business. I'm saying like, your life changed, not mine.
What you mean by that?
I still be battling, I still be around, I still be same peer group, same circle, same other people. You know, so you know, I don't have no active issue, like no beef. So no, it's not like niggas be making it seem like that's not no active thing, like active pursuit. It's just when I see you know, and you see me, you know,
Right.
it's like the private contrition, the private. Like I wanted to let niggas know I wasn't no bitch ass shit. I was really on some bitch ass shit behind the door, public. I don't know what a nigga trying to do, bitch ass shit. Still the same bitch ass nigga did. I ain't got no time for it. I never was mocking that shit. So.
ASAP means battle rap Mount Rushmore. That's 4. Who is it for you?
Okay. I'm gonna say Lux.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this is 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's most impactful foundational members of battle rap. I'm gonna say Lux. I'm gonna say it's rappers, not like
Battle rap.
okay, rappers. Okay, so I'm gonna say Lux. I'm gonna say dang, that's
Damn,
rough,
it's
man.
tough like that?
Hell yeah. I'm gonna say Lux. Say Mook.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say the Source.
The Source on the Mount Rushmore?
Source.
Okay. It's different.
Source.
Top 5 battle rappers out of the DMV. Include yourself. Okay, cool.
She happens.
Uh-huh.
Like currently all time.
This is your list. So it could be current, mixed with current and all time.
She happens.
Uh-huh.
Jack Boy Main.
Mm-hmm.
Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Cuban. J-Rock.
Top 3 trash battle rappers in your opinion. Like if you see this on you ain't I'm not watching that one. Gwitty?
Jmorr.
Mm.
And
Now the Jmorr ain't because what's going on. You lyrically all that he just not that. He trash.
can't be tough in the raps. And not that.
We can do it.
Jmorr, Woody, and Johnny Ice. You know what that is, huh?
Yo. Alright, I'm gonna check him out.
No, it's no need.
It's no.
It's not too much like this. So
It's Battle Rap Day. And if it is, why?
no, it's not dead. It's thriving. It's been microwaved a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a transitional phase. It is still versioning. It's still the place. The English language is being treated in a manner that, or language is being treated in a manner that it's not being treated nowhere else in the world. We do more with words in battle rap than anywhere else. It's like the combination of literary devices in battle rap. Second enough. It's everything in life. You know this, like we're entering this phase. We've entered this phase in media where everything has been reduced to entertainment. Meaning, think about when they like your battle rap or like they like it's entertainment. Nah, it's art first. Then it's like if you take away all the spectators and you just have two people rapping, that's not entertainment for nobody. But those two are still art and competition.
Right.
Basketball the same way. They say basketball entertainment. It is a form of entertainment. But those two kids that are playing, those kids that are playing AAU, there's no spectators there in terms of they're not paying to see them play. They're playing. They're competing. So they're supposed to be the best competitors in the world in the NBA, and it just happens to be a form of entertainment.
Right.
Even politics have been reduced to the realm of entertainment. So battle rap is no different than anything else. It's been reduced to there's more content to be had and made with things that don't concern the actual art or competition. Meaning, basketball, it's better to talk about LeBron and Luka, to talk about the trade itself as opposed to the basketball that's happening on the court. There's more, they only play 82 games.
Right.
So there's 300 and 280 other days for you to discuss something. So you have to find things to discuss. And we've prioritized the entertainment factor of the discussions around battle rap or around whatever entity we're talking about.
Good point.
More so than
the actual art form
and the competitiveness itself. So, and that's because, like I said, there's events every other week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. So in between that time, once you talk about the rap, talk about the other shit. More people click on the drama and the negativity than they will actual
battle.
This is what it is. And like I said, it's more. It's long term. It's more long term sustainable in terms of talking about it and the viability of it than the actual battle. So that's where we're at right now. So until we can get to a content overdrive which dilutes the quality of the battles, we're not gonna get to a point where I think people are. I just think we need a rehaul in terms of like the format or like what we think is the peak of this shit. So it got to be a breakthrough, and I think we're on the precipice of it. It's gonna happen. I don't know when. I don't know who's gonna be responsible, but I think that battle rap is like everything else in the world. It's a microcosm of every other part of society, and it's being reduced to the blogosphere world of being content being the main thing. Us having, like right now, me having this conversation with you is more sought after than me rapping.
You rapping.
Keep it 100. So. Unfortunate for me. True.
Now, in let's say in 5 words or less, who is Ace Amin as a father? If you had to, in 5 words or less.
Actively present, willing to learn.
Fire. I like that. Now, okay, let me put you in a situation. It's a made-up situation, right? So your daughter is old enough to date, whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
She's dating a really good dude. He cheats on her. She comes to you. Should I take him back? I really love him, and you know for sure he's a good dude. What's your advice to your daughter?
How do I know for sure he's a good dude?
Let's say y'all got a relationship. That's your man type shit.
I fuck with him.
Yeah. He cheated.
So
couple times.
I don't want to get too far into the specifics of their relationship. Whatever she's willing to discuss, I'm open ears for. So what things contributed to this happening? How did you find out? How long it's been going on? Do you feel as if this will become or is an ongoing issue? And why or why not do you feel that way? And are you willing to accept that this happened and not allow it to become, not to fester and become a point of resentment or contempt for you moving forward in a relationship? Like, will it affect your ability to actually care for and view him in a way that is long-term positive or compatible? If you feel like this was an exception or this is something that doesn't affect you or your outlook towards him in that manner, then that's fine. And do you want me to have, because if we're cool, how comfortable are you with me having a discussion with him? Because if you're not, I won't. It's not my place. But if you don't want me to have the discussion about this and you're coming to me as my daughter asking me for this advice, I will also ask that he and we can't have that level either in terms of like our communication, not because I don't care or I don't want to be, it's because I don't want to create a conflict of interest. I'm talking to her about things that I can't talk to you about.
Right.
Makes sense. Which exists because she's my daughter and she's not yours. But if I'm going to embrace you as if you're like my son-in-law or whatever it might be, I think that there should be an open line of communication. Now, I'm saying that to say, I know how this world is. I know how relationships are, depending on her age. Like, I got an 18-year-old daughter. And so, I wouldn't tell her to take the nigga back. Like, at that time.
You wouldn't tell her to take him back, but you wouldn't tell her not to either.
No, I wouldn't. Because it's like, you're going to have
So it's basically like, it's whatever you want, I respect it.
Based on what she tells me, in terms of the details of the cheating, depending on the level of disrespect, the level of like how you went up, like was it your friend, was it somebody that you care about, like was it an ex, was it somebody, what was going on?
That shit matter, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, did he hide? Like, how did you find out? Like, and if you didn't find out, like, would it have been an ongoing thing? You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. But at that young age, it's like, yo, like live your life, get some experience. I'm not saying don't care or don't attach. I'm just saying understand that a lot of relationships at this phase are gonna be fleeting, and don't think that don't measure your success or your womanhood in your ability to have this successful relationship at this early juncture in your life. You know what I'm saying? So there's no inadequacy that your relationship can have that you should feel responsible and indebted for enough to you blame yourself for what happened.
Right.
So I don't want you to create no psychological damage you got to deal with later on because you accepted some bullshit.
Are battle rap groupies real?
I wouldn't know. I'll be out the mix.
Right.
I dead ass.
You have a female fan. Do you know you have a If we had, listen, that's why I need you. That's why you got to come to the other joint, to our shit in Miami, right? Because we need you for a few hours, but you have a female fan base. Oh, you didn't know that?
I'm vaguely aware.
You vaguely aware?
Vaguely.
Okay, so you ain't never clapped no battle rap groupies, none of that shit.
No. Dead ass. Wallahi. No.
Would you?
Groupie?
Groupie.
For what?
Love Amin, know everything about you, track everything they...
What that do for me? Like, why they... Oh, you gotta be careful about people that know you and you don't know them.
Right.
Because they think they know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got this image in their mind of what you are and who you are, and you don't have a clue. Like, they're a blank slate to you. They're just Kia from the block for you. You know what I'm saying? So, when they have that image in their mind of what you are, you let them get too close. It's like you run the risk of either disappointing them or creating a crazy attachment.
Monster. Oh yeah.
And so, I'm saying that's why you don't like. I'm gonna ask you, have you heard my name amongst these circles? Not in terms of
have I heard your name in these? Oh,
not the attraction. Like people being attracted. I'm talking
running around clapping shit.
Yeah,
nah,
exactly. I don't like.
I'm the same way. You ain't heard my name in none of that shit. So psychosis is one.
No. So for me, it's just okay. Self-centeredness is something I can't.
Good one.
Guess I would say an inability. You have the emotional intelligence is important.
That's my number one.
Emotional intelligence.
That's my number one.
Emotional intelligence for me, and emotional maturity, being able to separate your feelings from situations and conditions, and accurately like observe, and then use those emotions to then funnel that energy towards whatever the solution is for the problem.
Right.
Important. A lot of people lack, and then conflict resolution.
Right.
Lack of conflict resolution And I'll say that it's consideration. Inconsiderate people are incapable of loving. Correct way. Love is consideration. Love is one of the most counterintuitive things in existence. Love will make you, the number one instinct for any cellular thing, basic level, is preservation of life, survive. Love will make you jump in front of a bus or a bullet for somebody. Love will make you sit out front of a concert to get tickets for 2 days. Love will make you write messages and paragraphs and emails and send flowers and do things that you never really envisioned that you would do. And saying that to say that while all people don't love the same, their ability to consider based on their own perspective, you'll know that whether they love like the next person, they love like they love through their consideration. How considerate are you? Considering you, thinking of you, making effort, trying to change, trying to adapt, trying to understand, trying to be, when I say be good, I mean like even kilter. The consideration is the love. Consideration is the love. Like when all else fails, like if you're not able to put aside your desires or your interests for the greater good of that person or your relationship, even when it doesn't feel right, even if it doesn't feel good, just for the sake of the commitment and the devotion to it, I can't, like, it gotta be, consideration is one of the biggest ones I've...
You killed that shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, yo.
Nah.
You murdered that one. All right, listen, I'm gonna let you know I had about 30 more questions.
That's fine. I know I've been kind of like...
Now, we bringing you back, though. Before we get up out of here, I want to make sure some of your core fan base gets a quick answer to their question, right?
Okay.
One fan wants to ask, because he's super intellectual, ask him how he got his vocabulary. I think we kind of see
Doc
that.
Petty, man. Shout out my guy, Doc Petty. I seen that on Twitter.
You saw that?
Yeah,
ask him how he got his vocabulary. He's one of the most intellectual battle rappers in the game.
Thank you. Salute him. I disagree, but
nah. What do you mean? I definitely agree with that. You don't think you're one of the most intellectual battle rappers in the game?
It's not for me to say. It's not for me to say.
I got you.
If y'all say that, then
humble.
I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'll accept it, but I don't necessarily view it that way. I'll say Jazz is the most intellectual battle rapper in battle rap.
Jazz the rapper is more intellectual than you. You feel?
For battle rap, yes. In life, maybe not. She's less experienced in life than me. But in terms, that's my great homie, good homie. She's the most intellectual person in battle. Like her intellect, her intelligence, her battle IQ is better than everyone's.
Men and women.
Niggas still have not figured out how to beat her. Like they don't know. If you win against Jazz, it was by accident. You just did what you did that day, and it was better received by the audience. But it's not because you figured out how to approach her. Niggas still don't know how to. Nobody knows like, how to beat her. Her intelligence from battle to battle, from between battles, what to do. Like she's literally a genius, yo.
Damn.
She's a genius, yo.
Okay, another guy wants... Well, hold on. How did you get your vocabulary up?
New word, say it 4 times a day for a week straight. Rinse, wash, repeat. Get a new word, say that shit in conversation, actively in a sentence. Learn how to spell it, learn how to pronounce it properly. Say it 4 times a day in 4 different conversations every day for a week. Rinse, wash, repeat. Do it again. Get 2 words at a time. You can do 3 words, whatever your capacity is. Just do that. For me, it wasn't that. I was just reading.
Oh, that's it. Reading. Okay, so one of the questions was ask him what is he reading?
Currently?
Yeah.
Can't say.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm reading something that's worthwhile. I'm plotting. I'm in the crevices and the creases. Plotting though. I can't say right now. I legitimately mean, I'm not saying that to be facetious. I genuinely am reading some next level shit that I cannot share until the next part of my plan is revealed. So thanks for asking though. That was a good question. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're reading, never read past a word you don't know.
Stop right
Never read. Don't go past a word until you know what it means. Look it up immediately, and then write it down if you have to, or define it in your own terms. When you see the definition, write your own definition of it so that you'll know what it is. Don't write the definition of it the word for word, take that, translate it, and then got a new word.
Are you single? These are fan questions. You can go. You say next. We ain't got to do it.
You know what's going on.
She knows what's going on. All right.
Crazy ass bitch.
New music. I guess that means, is it coming or are you working on?
What the fuck?
Pause. Are you dropping any new music soon? They just said new music, but I'm guessing that's what they're asking for.
I'm gonna send you some music, man.
Yeah. We go. Oh, matter of fact, we're gonna drop some shit before this interview. So
I got you.
As long as I don't get flagged. You know what I'm saying?
No, hell no. I got
you. I like this one too. What makes him want to battle rap to this day?
Well, I said I don't give a fuck. Somebody said that. They like, don't give a fuck. Clearly, why he's still doing it. I love this shit. I love the creation. I love the challenge that it presents in terms of, that's my problem though. I run into is that once I create, my attention span, I told you my shit's fuck, it's hard for me to sit down and just practice. Because I wrote it and I know it's that. It's like, yo, this shit is amazing. And then I get on stage and I don't know as well as I should because I can't sit down and focus. But I've learned how to, Jazz's intellect, she taught me how to deal with that. I'm telling you.
Oh, damn.
I'm telling you. So yeah, I learned a way to get around that. So yeah, but I love the creativity. I love the fraternity around it. There's people in this shit that I really fuck with. I met some of the best people in my life through this shit. So
if you can name 5 people that you met in battle rap who really got outside of battle rap for you on another level of, I guess, friendship or whatever, is it 5 people you can name that you met in battle rap?
Twerk. It's a lot of them, man.
I put them on the spot. Twerk.
It's more than 5. Twerk. I met Ryder, all the Goonies, which is crazy. Is his name, all of, including Drugz. I didn't meet She through here. Swamp, it's my guy. A Ward, it's my guy. Holmesy, it's my guy. It's a lot of niggas, man. It's a lot. Like, and forgive me if I'm not naming.
That's why I told you 5 and I feel like you left somebody out. But
I did. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Now,
Rum.
Oh, Rum Nitty?
It's my nigga.
Okay.
Foots, it's my nigga. Pons, my nigga. God damn, yo, Dice. Capo. I can go on. Like T-Top. Shit, Briz.
Oh shit,
It's a lot, man. It's a lot, man.
So last one. Are there any new guys that are great as far as rapping potential that you have your eye on right now that you think? Yeah, everybody say Eunice, yeah?
There's another one that I met through. Eunice, Dice.
You think Eunice is...
Hansel.
Hansel, you got Hansel coming up.
Hansel's fire. Capo. Woo. Usa.
Usa really that, huh?
Usa fire. Usa's voice. His
Usa name came across my desk to battle one of the battles I'm managing. So he really that.
Usa crazy. Usa get wild. Usa be wildin'. Fire. Consistent too. He don't fuck around. He in there really rapping. It's a lot of niggas, man. A lot of good young niggas in this shit. That's why I said this dying narrative. Oh, Low Spring.
Low Spring.
Knock him. What's my man? Appa. There's a lot of new niggas in this shit that's really, really good, man.
Battle rap got some.
A lot of really niggas that's really, really good.
Got some hope. And there's a new class coming through. Okay, so before we get up out of here, is there anything you want to say to your fans, your following, or people that's looking to hear from you? Anything you want to put out there? That's your camera right there.
I know I make this very difficult to support me. I'm very, very enigmatic and I'm very, very polarizing. But I want to sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, extend to you a middle finger. Not because I don't care, because I want you to take this middle finger and to all the naysayers who tell you not to support me, laugh at you in the face of your support, I want you to take this middle finger. I want you to share it with them. And I want to thank you for taking that middle finger and sharing it with them. You all are some of the most upstanding and devoted individuals in life. Because to support a nigga like me, you have to be. I know your life is great outside of everything else going on with me in battle rap, because anyone who can practice and demonstrate that level of commitment has to be excelling in every other part of life. And I want to thank you and I want to commend you. You have a great day. You're great looking and you're great.
I like that. So listen, before we get up out of here, June 28th is the next M3S3 official tournament. And we got the Riot battles going on. So it's the M3S3 Riot weekend. Y'all make sure y'all tap into that. I want to say salute.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, my G. Appreciate you, my G.
Men make moves.
Sucker stand still.
M3S3.